So you have some tips for us. What would you
I
like to talk
do.
about first?
Well, first, I want to talk about consistency. Consistency is really going to be key in your Amazon business. You need to be sourcing products consistently. And so, what I encourage everyone to do is have a spend goal. And on this journey, I think it's very easy to compare yourself to others, especially in the group when we're seeing boxes going out and wins. But I want to tell everyone, everyone's journey is different. We're all on very similar journeys, but budgets are different, lifestyles are different. So keep your keep your head in the game and just remember this is your journey. So look at your overall budget for the month. And then I want you to break it down into weekly. And so there's your spend goal. And so now you know what you're going to spend. And then the job is spending that amount of money each week. And so you need to be consistent about it. When I started, Brian, I set Monday for my day that every Monday a shipment was going out, no matter what. And so as I was ordering products through online arbitrage, if Friday came around and I didn't have enough boxes with inventory sitting here, then that meant I was going out and doing local retail arbitrage Friday, maybe even Saturday. Because on Sunday afternoon, I was going to get my shipment ready for Monday. And so I knew that on Friday, if I didn't have enough items, I had to really hustle that weekend and go out and do some local retail arbitrage and get that shipment in. I also was keeping track of what I'd spent through the week, making sure that I'd spent my spend goal. If not, I better get busy and get that done. And so I think if everyone will have kind of a spend goal, be cognizant of what that goal is, and then really watch your spending. Make sure you're spending that amount each week. Try to get a shipment in every week if you can.
So when I first started selling on Amazon, it was books, used books. And at that point, I wasn't focused on a spend goal. With books, it really didn't matter so much because I'm typically spending about $2.50 on average. So I knew that it was, for me, it was units rather than dollars. And so on a dry erase board, every week, on that dry erase board, we had the amount of books that we sourced each week. And for me to make $5,000, I knew, and that's $5,000 net profit a month. That's what I was looking for at that time. I had to source 300 books. So every week it's 300 books. And if I got more than that, that was bonus money. But if I didn't get that much for that week, then I had to add the missing amount to the following week. So if I sourced 250 books one week, the next week I had to get 350 because it was consistency. I wanted that money, that net income, and that's what created it was consistency.
I think another thing when it comes to consistency too, you want to make sure that you're sending in enough products at one time that you're really being able to take advantage of the shipping rates. If you only send in maybe 5 or 10 items, that shipping cost is going to kill your profits. And so having a minimum of 40 to 50 items each week, my goal was a minimum of 100 items going out every Monday. And that was the minimum. If I had more, great. But I was really shooting for that minimum to really take advantage of the shipping rates.
I think that some of our new members see that, especially when they're just trying to ship in a couple of items. What do you tell them? They've got, let's say they have 30 items to send in. And Amazon's going to say, send 20 of your products to this this fulfillment center, and 3 of your products to that fulfillment center. What do you tell people?
I tell the members, you'll often hear me say, ship it where they're wanting you to ship it. And don't get caught up in, I only have 3 items going here and 2 here. Send it where it's going, and then take your entire shipment and do the math. What was your overall shipping weight, and what did you pay overall, and divide it out. And you should still really be within that dollar a pound that we have you estimate.
So if they jump from 30 items to 50 or 60 items going in, then they're much more likely to have a lower amount, right?
Yes. And start tracking that. That was something that I tracked every week too. And I would do the math versus pounds, versus dollars spent on shipping, as well as units versus dollars spent on shipping, just to see, was I still in the ballpark? Could I reduce my built-in dollar a pound shipping and really get to where I was actually doing 50 cents a pound? Was that reality for me? So that way I knew my actual numbers and I could make adjustments on my spreadsheet or in my app.
So if people have only 30 units, there's that tendency to wait. And then when people wait till they get more, they wait till they get around to it, then they lose that flow, don't they? They don't have that weekly shipment. But if they're committed to that weekly shipment and they send in 30 units and their shipping costs are a little higher, then they're much more likely to do what it takes to get 45 units or to get 60 units and to build that.
Right. And if they're doing the 30 units, if you have 30 units right now and you're waiting, send it in. Let's get that shipment in.
Mm-hmm.
And especially those of you that are brand new, your first shipment isn't going to be a large one, and that's okay. We're wanting you to go through the steps and get that shipment in. But then I want you to also kind of track, what did your shipping cost for those 30 units? Keep a little sticky note if you need to. And then the next week, push yourself. Can you get 40? Can you get 45? What's your shipping? And then you're going to kind of find that sweet spot. But each week you want to get better. I often say, we've talked about comparison this morning. The only person you want to be better than is who you were last week. So last week, if you sent in 30, this week, can you do 40? Can you do 50? And so you're just really playing with your numbers. Brian mentioned having a whiteboard. I have one just out of camera shot here behind me. And I jot stuff down. I have my sales for, last year, and I have it broken down by quarter. And then I have this year's. And so I'm comparing numbers. I'm comparing, how many units sold last month? Where am I at this month? And so I'm always looking at previous numbers, and those are the numbers I'm in competition with.
When I first started, and again, it was with books, a good day was about 30 books. So I could go to thrift stores. That was the majority of thrift stores, some yard sales. I would go to libraries and look through their used book sale area. And I would come up with like 30 books at first. And so I strived for that. And what I found was that because I was trying to push myself from week to week, just like you said, who am I competing against? Myself and last week's results. That after a while, it was about 50 and then 80 books that I was finding on a day. And then that's when I realized, oh, I'm getting better, and it's only natural that I'm getting better just because I'm practicing. I'm pushing myself. Well, then after a while, it was well over 100, and then 150 units, 150 used books a day. So I became very, very skilled at it. It did not take that long to develop my skill. It's just a matter of practice. We see that with our members too. If they push, they practice, they just naturally get better.
Right. And it doesn't happen overnight. So when you're brand new, this isn't going to be a switch that comes on overnight. It's truly practicing day in and day out. And with each product you evaluate, you get better, because even if it's not a winner, you're learning why it's not a winner. And those that are winners, you're learning what it takes to be that winning product, and you can start looking for more like that.
And Amazon rewards you too. As the more you send in, the more Amazon will open up for you to be able to sell.
That's right. Good seller metrics, volume, your sales, that starts opening up those automatic approvals with Amazon where you can sell more things.
It used to be said, if you're not online, you're not in business. That's from like 15 years ago. All right. Now it's that if you're not on Amazon, you're not in business.
Regardless of that big dream, you've got to build a foundation. You have to have a business that has cash flow.
You need more cash? Go out and source some more. Shove those products into Amazon. What's going to spit out the other end is profit. It's that simple, isn't it?
Then they start looking at it as, this really is a system. So how can I add more to my system? How can I start to scale this?
That's why this is so integral, each pillar leading up sequentially to that long-term reliable business.
These are the real assets then that somebody who wants to buy a business, this is what they look for.
This is the brand launcher, the career launcher, the income launcher. It's a beautiful thing. And I know you're going to love what this can do for you. You're going to get a vision. You're going to get a vision to grow your business, to sell it for a profit. Kind of show your pals, your friends, your family.
Yes, you can make $1 million just selling on Amazon alone.